Okay, so hi, welcome. My name is Shannon. I was a student at UT for my undergrad and grad school. So that's like my story. And then I got my degree in counseling, both my undergrad and graduate school was counseling. And I've grown up in Toledo for my whole life. And yeah, that's basically a little thing about me and where I'm from. So a couple things just before we get started. We need to cover confidentiality. So basically what confidentiality is anything that happens in this room stays in this room. And I can't break confidentiality, like I can't tell you anyone like what's going on in your life. The only way I can break confidentiality is if you're threatening to hurt yourself, kids, or any other person. That's when I can break confidentiality. And before I even do that, we're gonna talk about it, just so then you can kind of have an idea what's gonna happen, and what the plan's gonna be and what it will look like once if I ever have to. I probably won't, but just to make sure. So that's what confidentiality is. And then my process of therapy is basically you go at your own pace. So if you want to talk about anything, or bring anything that happened in your day, we can talk about it. And then we're just gonna work on talking through things that were going on and any problems that you had throughout the day and maybe why you're feeling those things. And we're really gonna break it down, but at your own pace, just so then you're comfortable, but you're still getting everything that you want out of therapy. So I have a couple questions for you. So what brings you in today to therapy?
So there's a lot that's been going on in my life recently. It pretty much started like a year ago when my father passed away, and ever since my family has been going through a lot, and it's taken a lot on me, and I've been struggling with stress, and I've been depressed, and nothing has been like working out in my favor, and I can't do it anymore.
Okay, so when you get stressed or when you have episodes of depression, if it's constant, what does that look like to you and how do you feel when you're having any type of stress triggers or when you're feeling down? What does that feel like?
Well, I push everyone away, and
Mm-hmm.
I don't have a support system, and my mom, she isn't there. She just can't help, and I'm a full-time student, so I have to deal with all my work and going to school, and I have a part-time job trying to pay for school and helping out with my mom and the bills, and I get overwhelmed and I can't.
Okay. So what are you studying in school currently?
I'm a psychology major.
Okay. What made you decide to go down that field?
Just seeing everything that I've been with, and I just want to help other people.
Okay.
Because I've been going through such a hard time. I know how it feels, and I just want to help others.
Well, that's awesome. That's really good. So do you think, or let's go back to the depression. How long have you felt like you've been depressed? Has it been since your father died or before that or after?
I think it started before that.
Okay.
It's honestly been going on for a few years now, but I think ever since my dad passed away, it escalated really quickly. And I've just had episodes here and there, just like feeling like nobody's there for me, and just wanting to be alone and pushing everyone away and not being able to focus and live my life.
So with that lack of focus, how does that affect your daily life?
It's been hard with my classes, getting work done. I've been struggling with that a lot. Not wanting to go to class, not wanting to get up in the morning, not wanting to go to work, not just doing things I need to do.
Okay. Okay. We'll work through that. It might just take time. It's not gonna get perfect in a day, but we'll definitely get you where you need to be. So going back to you having a lack of focus and kind of pushing everyone away, I know you brought that up a minute ago. Do you have any support system or anyone that you feel like you can really rely on?
Honestly, not really.
Okay.
I usually have to just deal with everything by myself. as I said, my mom is kind of out of it, and she's not always there for me. But I do have an older sister, and she tries to help out when she can. But she's 5 years older than me, and she has her own family, and she lives 2 hours away, out of state, and she's not there every day, so she can't help me, and it's pretty much just I'm on my own dealing with things.
Okay. Well, I'm sorry. So what are your goals for the therapy and coming here?
I want to learn how to manage my stress better.
Okay.
I want to learn how to cope with grief with my father, and fixing my relationship with my mother, and just learning how to deal with my problems.
Okay. Those are really awesome goals to have. Oh, I dropped my pen. Yeah, I think all those goals are definitely really achievable. And like I said, it's a process, but it'll take time, but you'll definitely get there. I have hope for you. So let's talk about how often you want to come to therapy. What do you think about that?
Probably weekly. I kind of have a busy schedule with everything, so maybe once a week. And if you're able, if I can like get in contact, or if I need more, like to see you more, maybe more than once a week or something.
So what is your schedule look like on a daily basis? What are all the things you have to do?
I have classes for pretty much from the morning to the evening, and then at night I work, and I have to get all my like homework and stuff done, so I'm pretty packed, but I have some breaks throughout the week that I can like make time.
All right, awesome. So what do you like to do for fun?
I really enjoy soccer. I played in high school, and ever since I was little I played a lot, and it's something I really enjoy, and I love playing, and it's kind of like an outlet for me.
Awesome. What position do you play?
I'm a defender.
Okay. And are you on your school's team?
I'm on the club team at Toledo.
That's exciting. Is there anything else about you? What do you like to do when you feel stressed? What are some things to help?
Just kind of, I guess, relaxing, taking me time. I enjoy like TV shows, watching Netflix, and like relaxing or sleeping. Love to nap.
Perfect. What shows do you like?
I like crime shows and like medical dramas, like Grey's Anatomy is one of my favorite shows.
The best.
Yes.
That's the best. Perfect.
What other shows do I like? I like SVU and just shows like
Criminal Minds. Have you seen Criminal Minds?
Yeah, I just started that one.
That one's really good too. All right, so we're about to wrap up. So I just want to summarize everything that we talked about. And then I forgot to mention this at the beginning, so that's my fault. But I just kind of took some notes just so that I could remember everything, and then that's going to help me in the long run just when I'm trying to figure out your process of what we want to accomplish and what are some goals and maybe some triggers or things that are adding stress to your life. So basically, those are just what I put in the notes. So I know that we talked about that your father passed away, and I'm really sorry about that. That must have been really rough. And then how you said that your depression came before that. You definitely noticed it was there. And then I'm sure that you felt like after your father passed away, you were trying to cope with it. And then that actually probably added some more stress and depression. And you're just trying to cope with that. So that's completely normal. You're not alone on that. And then you said that you push away people. And again, that's really normal with the coping. And one thing that's really awesome is that you have a part-time job. That's really important. And I think that's really cool of you to be able that even though you're dealing with all this stuff, that you can still juggle having a job, and that you're supporting you, and then you said you were supporting your mother too, right? I think that's really awesome that you can do that. And we'll dive into if that's a good thing, or it sounds like it's a great thing. So I think it's really awesome that you also have goals and just like you said, to learn how to cope with losing your father, and then just like the everyday stresses. I think that's really awesome that you want to learn healthy strategies in the long run. And we can definitely work with your schedule, whatever works best for you. We'll get you in once a week no matter what. And we'll go with your class and with your work schedule, and your soccer schedule. So, do you have any questions for me?
Can you talk a little bit more about confidentiality again?
Yes. So, what stays in here, what we talk about in here stays in here. So, anything, if it's, for example, if you cheated on a test and you felt guilty about it, I'm not obligated to report that you cheated on that test. That's not going to leave this room.
Okay.
The only things that I would have to break confidentiality about is if you're threatening to hurt yourself, so suicide, or if you're threatening to hurt others, like a child or an elderly person. It's only when you're gonna plan, when you've had a plan to cause harm for another human or a third party. That's the only time I would break confidentiality. And before I even break it, we'll talk about it, and I'll tell you why I have to do it and when I'm gonna do it, so then we can make a plan going forward to help you. But I don't think I'll ever have to break confidentiality, but if I do, we'll work through it. But whatever happens in here will stay in here, minus the things that I talked about. So, any other questions?
No, I think I'm good.